not just
Right.
gain.
Okay. So you really want to go with 2.5? I'm gonna give them the benefit. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay. So I'm gonna say 4. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna say 4. Okay. When they get their distribution, I'm gonna keep it at 4. When I do this illustration, I'm normally keeping both of them at the same. Meaning, as they start withdrawing at 65, it's gonna be the same, right? Inflation. I'm gonna keep inflation at where it's at. But you know what? Let's do this. This is another way for me to figure out somebody's inflation rate. I'm gonna click this. And I'm going to go by what year they graduated. If they're 44, what year would they probably have graduated from high school?
I don't know. It's math. I'm 40. No, I'm not 40.
So go back 20 years. 20 years would be 25, and then another 7 years, right? So 27 years. So let's go back. Let's see. Let me see if I can. What's 27 years from today?
19. 10 more years. 92?
92?
I think.
Okay. So 90.
Mm-hmm.
You said 1992? Okay, let me find that real quick.
2019 minus 27. Yep, 92.
So I'm going to click 92, and then I'm going to bring it up to today. Well, this is set up all the way to 2017. So let's click that. So their average inflation rate is 2.329. Y'all see that?
Right.
So use results. And you see it's over here now. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Taxes. We're not going to mess with taxes right now. Defined benefits. We pretty much put their 401k in. Maybe we can add Social Security. Let's add Social Security. Social Security. I'm just going to put SS, stand for Social Security. Come on, capitalize that, Tony.
SSI.
He said SSI, right? That's how you put it in? It's SSI?
That's the abbreviation for it.
Okay, there you go.
Social Security income.
Okay, let's say the amount. Let's say they're getting. Let's say they're getting $20,000 a year. Anybody know what Social Security normally is about?
I forgot the percentages. John, you studying your test? Oh, you're not doing the health part. Hold on.
And let's say the cost of living is growing by at least 1% a year. Or maybe 2. Let's say 2. Okay, y'all see that? Age. They're going to start at 65, like we just said, right? 65. Okay, that's 655. Okay. Why is it not letting me, okay, here we go. 65. And they end at, what age of 91, right?
Okay, if somebody is benefits, you'll begin getting benefits from initiative. At age 65, you get 93.3% of the monthly benefits.
Okay, so right here, if you see what their current lifestyle is here, so we add the Social Security in here. If you see right here, their current lifestyle is 90,000. And why is it 90,000? It's because they're making 100 and they saving 10,000. So we only account for 90,000. So their retirement lifestyle most likely is going to probably be around the same. Y'all see that? Yep. So that's what that is. So we just built Willie Cunningham. Now let's look at Willie Cunningham's personal economy when it comes to him being ready for retirement. Let's look at that now. Okay, so Mr. Cunningham, as you see there, in the next 20 years is going to actually have $3.1 million in his account. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Mr. Cunningham is going to be okay. It looks like his money's going to last. Let me see. Let me see here. All right.
That's for both him and his wife, right?
Yep.
Don't leave her out now.
No, I'm not. It's a household as far as how much it takes for them to live. So let me see something. Okay, so here we go. If you see there, Mr. Cunningham runs out of money actually at 60, 71 years old. So that 3 million was actually was how much he earned. So right here is his balance at 65. Let me get the cursor so you can see it. You can follow along with me real quick. Give me a second here. Okay, here we go. So this is their balance at 65. Y'all see that? This is the required income for the first year of retirement that he's going to need. Right here. Okay? And the reason why it's going to be that much, can anybody tell me if they was living off $100,000 and really living off 90 because they were saving 10, why is the first year 141 20 years later? Anybody want to guess why that is?
Inflation?
Exactly. Inflation. Exactly. So $100,000 in 20 years is going to feel like 141,000. You would need to have earned 141 to still live at the standard of $100,000 20 years from now.
Wow.
So now let's look at if they're gonna, and as you see here, they're running out of money at 71. Let me put that there. 71, they're running out of money. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Mr. Jarman, what people have to do when they run out of money in retirement?
Go back to work.
Exactly. So the question that we always ask people is, you know, the four toughest questions that can catch their attention. The first one is, what rate of return should my money be growing at in order for me to retire at a place where I won't run out of money? The second question is, how much do I need to be saving in order to retire and have enough money that I won't run out before my life expectancy? The third question is, how long do I have to work to have enough without interfering in my lifestyle? And the fourth question is, if I don't change anything, how much less do I live off of in retirement in order for my money not to run out? So let's answer those. Let's look at all four of those questions and see how it looks when it comes to Mr. Willie Cunningham. Okay, so we'll start over here. If he's going to run out by 71 and him and his wife are going to live to 91 years old, even a surviving spouse lives that long, let's look at what needs to be done in order for his increase on his rate of return to be enough for the money to last. So let's look at that. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to adjust it to what interest rate he should be receiving. Remember, before, he was only receiving 4 rate of return, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. So I'm going to calculate this. This is going to tell me, in order for that money to last to 91, how much do he need to get a rate of return on his money? Watch this. What it says right there, can y'all see that?
1464.
I'm sorry, what's that? Yeah, 464, right?
Mm.
If he get 464, which is not that much more, his money, look at it, it would last the rest of his life. 91 years old,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So that's what the rate of return. That's not a big difference. I'm surprised at that, but that's good though. So here we go. Now let's look at, let me clear that back. Let's jump over here to, I like to do saving last. Let's look at how long does he have to work in order for, if he just took that option. I'm just going to work longer. I'm going to keep my money in a place I'm earning 4%, but I'm going to work longer. How long would I have to work past 65 to have enough that's going to last me to 91? So let's look at that. Look how long he got to work, y'all.
Wow, it's better to just get that extra 0.64% on the return.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
But if we put the true number in there, Shantae, he would have got 2 something, which you told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we was real generous to them. So that's, so you see the difference if they have to work longer. Now let's reset. Now let's look at if somebody just went the course of where they were going and didn't do anything different, how much would they have to live off of in retirement and reduce their lifestyle? Because they decided they're not going to change anything. So this person would actually end up spending less and living in lower, live a lower class lifestyle in a sense, lack of better term. So here we go. Let's click that and let's see what happens. You see right there, right now, they living off $11,080. What's that? $11,801 a month. Now let's look at if it changes. Let's look at this. Now look how they had to reduce their lifestyle more than half. Y'all see that?
That means they have to move, and a lot of people own their home at that point and don't want to move and relocate.
Exactly. That's a big difference to go from $11,000 a month in income because you had that $100,000 lifestyle with $100,000 lifestyle, and now you got to go down to $4,702 a month, which is $56,000 a year. Right? This is what people are facing. This is what happens. And we was very, very generous to Mr. Cunningham. So the question is, let me reset this. Everyone I've ever sat down with, this is what it looks like to them, a little bit better, give or take. So the kind of work we do, to make my point, is we're here to make this be more visual to them. Now, the one thing I did not include in this, and that's more in detail, is taxes. I didn't even include taxes. So they wouldn't have half this money. Well, I would say 1/3. Because we did not include taxes, Uncle Sam getting his piece at withdrawals. I just wanted to give, I do this at over sitting, like if I met somebody and they say, what do you do? Well, what I do is I'm in the financial service industry as a financial consultant, and we have a very unique approach in how we share with people on how to maintain and grow their money. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, we believe that it's more to be gained by finding losses than in finding winning investments. Really? So give me an idea what that is. Well, there's 5 areas where people are losing money unknowingly, unnecessarily. 1 is taxes, 2 is mortgages, 3 is college funding, 4 is qualified plans, and number 5 is major capital purchases like car purchases, vacations, holidays, weddings, things of that nature. So we do that kind of work which sets us apart from what most people are being taught. That's an opener right there. This is somebody just asked you, what do you do? This is what I'm going to go over on Monday, exactly how I use that. And I'm going to give you the script on using that. So when people ask you, well, you're in the financial services, what do you do? Like, or it just could be a general question about what do you do? You don't have to know, they don't even have to know you're in financial services yet. They don't have to know you're a referring agent. They don't have to know any of that. All you have to do is be able to roll right off your tongue what I just said. What do? I'm a financial consultant. And what I do is I have a unique approach to sharing with people on how money works by finding money that they're losing unknowingly, unnecessarily. And then you stop. And then they're going to ask you, well, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? And then you go on. I'm going to show you how to do that on Monday. That's what Monday's going to be about. So y'all see that, right? Yeah. So if this was your personal economy, how would that make you feel knowing that you worked for 30 years and, maybe even 40 years, let's say 30, 40 years, actually 40 years. If you start at 25 to 65, that's 40 years, and you come up short that your money's running out by 71 years old. How would you feel about that?
Scared.
Exactly. Anyone else? How would you feel about that, Shantae?
I feel like I would need a financial consultant or a financial advisor, because the best option here is to increase your rate of return, or, because you have to work 16 more years just to, fund the rest of your life at that lifestyle. So a number of different arrangements can be made, but what's guaranteed at the end of the day?
Exactly. Now, and then this not even putting in the equation where most people have their money is in harm's way when it comes to Wall Street, right? Why would we say it's in harm's way? What does that mean in our terms when we say people have their money in harm's way?
Because of taxes and fees and the great risk that you take when you put your money on the market.
Exactly. Wow, you nailed it. Taxes, fees, and the volatility of the market. Those are three reasons why most people are in for a rude awakening when they retire. And that's where we come in at. Financial education. Making them aware. This is what your personal economy looks like. And remember, this is somebody you just sit down with a cup of coffee and showing them what we do. Right? I can teach somebody how to do this in an hour. Let y'all play with this software and you'll be able to do this. Right? And no one does this. There's a handful of people in the whole country that uses this type of software to show this to people. And this is what separates us at Core Financial Partners. Think about it. Who wouldn't want to know what their real true numbers are when they're working hard every single day? Who wouldn't want to know that what their forecast looks like by the time they turn 65? Right? Everybody would want to know that, right?
Right.
And we have a sheet, and I don't have it. I couldn't find it, but I have it on Monday with the four toughest questions that everybody wants to answer, and it stems from the four we just went over. What money? What? Say it again. Do you say something, Shantae?
No.
The first question is, what rate of return should my money be growing that I'm saving? What rate? We just saw that it should be at 4.64 was?
4.64.
Yeah. The second question is, how much should I be saving? Am I saving enough? And obviously $10,000 a year is not enough for this person to retire at 65 and kind of, go off into the sunset. That's not enough. What about how long should I work before I retire to have enough for when I retire, it lasts through my life expectancy? That's question number 3. And question number 4 is, if I don't change anything that I'm doing and I retire at 65 because I'm fixated at retiring at 65, amount would I be living off of for that money not to run out at my expected lifestyle age? In this case, it was 91 years old. And it was more than half. But those are the 4 questions that I want everybody to eventually be able to roll off their tongue. When you're talking to career people, people that work every day, people that probably saving money, investing money, doing 401ks, they don't know these answers to these questions. Trust me, they don't. This is a door opener. This is one of the things I used a lot of in the past. You don't have to have the software. If you just get that, and it's a flyer that I have with those 4 questions on it. You can read it to them right there, or pull it out and show it to them, or hand it to them, whatever you want to do, or text it to them. These are the 4 questions that we can help you answer. Would this be a help to you if you knew these questions, answers to these questions, and we can do this with them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah. Yep. So let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh, where's this thing is hiding my stuff here? Let's just. Okay. Hold on, let me do this. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. So that's one of the things that I want to do. Let me show you this real quick, and we'll end it after this. An exercise that I do, and I do this at some of my seminars as well. Let me see if I can find it. The presentation builder. Let me see if it's in there. Let's see, which one is this one? No, I'm not going to do that. Can't get that one. All right. Any questions at all about what we went through today? And do you see this? You know, any comments about that?
I don't have any questions. I just got to rehearse those questions.
Okay, I'm going to send the flyer out to everybody as soon as I locate it when we get done, and just rehearse those questions.
Yeah, and there was another short little blurb that you did about what we do. You know, it was a good angle, so I was able to write it down. I'm going to go back and listen to it when the link becomes available so I can just get that down.
Right, and I'm going to go over it on Monday quite a bit and have everybody be familiar with that terminology. That's really a good interest. It piques people's interest. When I was going to network events and things of that nature, let me pull up this real quick while I'm doing that. Talking. When I was going to network events, you know what? No, not this. Let's come out of this. Sorry about that. When I was going to a lot of network events, I didn't mean to do this. I used that. I used those 4 questions. I first opened up and said we have a very unique approach to the financial service industry with working with our clients. We show them how to find money they're losing unknowingly, unnecessarily. That catches people's interest, especially people that's trying to build for the future. What am I doing here? Sorry about that, y'all. Let's get out of here if possible. Okay, start over. Yeah, that definitely catches people's attention when we do that. So we'll be going at it on Monday. Yep. Any other questions or comments about that? All right. hopefully everybody picked up the book that we're reading this month about interest from Kim Butler, and it was one of the best reads, better reads out of a lot of books when it came to understanding how interest rate works, and some of it really opens up some of the common sense of money as well. Is a twist to it as well. You know, I kind of went over that last week when we went through volume and all that a couple weeks ago. Volume versus the rate of itself. It goes over a lot of that in the book. Average versus actual. So it goes over a lot of that in the book. So get that book. I believe Kim Butler's books are on audio as well, because I know some of us we'd rather just go ahead and power through it through listening to it on audio, which is really good too. What I normally do, I read them and I listen to them, so I can really hit my subconscious memory and stay there. And when I need it, it comes out. So I don't hear just one time or read it with my, visually see it through my reading one time. I do both, and that has helped me to regurgitate stuff and keep stuff that is important in my long-term memory. That's just how it works for me. Everybody's different. Some people got photogenic memory; they can look at it one time and remember it forever. So kind of know how it works for you. Some of these things are important to remember to pique people's interest based off your industry language. You know, people build confidence. They get confidence in you when you're sharing information that they never heard of before, and you sound like you know what you're talking about. But with us, we're not going to be faking it. We're going to know what we're talking about. We should know what we're talking about, and it's going to make a difference in our own personal life. Through the information and education to help others. In the meantime, you're helping yourself as well. So that's good. Any comments or questions, y'all? How's everybody feeling about the direction we're going?
Yeah, Mr. Shamley, this is Roger.
Hey, what's going on, Roger?
Yeah, I definitely, I'm excited about the direction that we're moving in, and just glad to be a part of, what we're going to be doing in the future. Versus learning how money works and how we can educate people on money. Because, like I said, the faster you make it, the faster it can go out the door if you don't know how money works.
That's right.
Especially investments and stuff like that, making investments versus spending haphazardly. Because everybody's been a victim. I think everybody's been a victim of that.
Oh my goodness.
And money unnecessarily and willingly and unknowingly.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we do it. It's like a part of the way we spend our money away from ourselves. It's like one of those things. It's the only way we know how to do it, because we've been kind of conditioned this way. And you would think the things that I've learned, that all of us are learning, that it is so simple and learnable. Why is it not being taught in school? And why aren't the banks that we walk into to do our deposits into their banks, why aren't they teaching this? Why are they not going over this? Because it's all designed for our money to be separated from us. And now, that's why the smarter we get when it comes to our money, and we know what's being done, we know what to do. We know what to do.
Mm-hmm. And
it makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference as we looking at the bottom line at the end of the day when we're ready to, just enjoy the beaches of the world. I end with this. I just went through the, ready or not retirement, and it was all about accumulation. It kind of it kind of proves our point that accumulation is not the way to go. That you have to buy assets and let the assets take care of your lifestyle for your retirement years, if you want to call it retirement years. I like to call it financial independence or financial freedom. That's the difference at core than all the other firms and agencies out there. Everybody's trying to build up and to actually spend down in retirement, and not knowing what the inflation is rate going to be that year, not knowing what the taxes are going to be those years, right? And not knowing what the market's going to do. Those are three components we have no control over. And that's how most people are retiring, not understanding and knowing those three components to their money in the later years when it's most important to know. But if you have assets that's paying you dividends, and you have assets paying you, cash flow and income on a monthly and an annual basis, and you're hitting your 50s and 60s and 70s, that money is more secure than anything that you can find on the market or any of these retirement accounts. And that's why that's our fifth tier to our 5-tier approach to wealth and balance. So that exercise I just did about retirement ready or not is just to bring that attention to them. That, yeah, you think you couple $100,000 is enough, but it ain't. It was nowhere near. It was 20 years short of having enough in retirement. 20 years short. So, but if they had taken that money and bought some rental properties, or taken that money, invested into a business, or taking that money and investing into something that would pay them back passive and residual income for years to come, even past their life expectancy, that's what most people would play for if they knew the truth about how to retire with security. Everything else, here we go. This is what most people do also in retirement. Because they grew their money on Wall Street, they do their best to get it off Wall Street by the time they turn 65. But where are they going to put their money that's going to grow and still give them 4 to 6%? Well, we just went over and we saw the difference in the rate of return was 4.64% to 91 years old. That was still on Wall Street. That was still taking the volatility and speculation of what happens on Wall Street. So if they did that at 65 and they started to spend down their money, right? Let's say in the next 2 to 3 years, or 4 to 5 years, or 6 to 7 years, it doesn't matter. Wall Street crashes almost every 8 years. What if they're in the middle of that? Would they have that money to last them to 91 now if Wall Street crashes and their money's still sitting on Wall Street? Anybody?
No, absolutely not.
Right? LaToya, how much did people lose in 2008 that had these retirement accounts? What was the average?
40%.
Yep, 40%. Now think about it. This person loses 40 to 50% of their assets based off what happened on the market. And this is the money they were betting on that's going to last until they're 85 to 90 years old. How would that make you feel if that was you working after 40 years and you retire at 65, and by the time you're 73 years old, your money crashed like that and you lost 40% of it? How would that make us feel, y'all?
Right, devastated.
Exactly. So what people do to avoid that, especially what happened in 2008, they take that money out of Wall Street. And what do? They go put it in a money market. They go put it in a CD. They go put it in a annuity. And you know what they average in those accounts? Less than 2%. Less than 2%. So now that takes away that money lasting to the 91 if it goes below 2% like that. But that's what they have to do. They don't know a better place to put their money. They don't know a better way to make their money work for them, and then they live off the assets that money making them. Living off the income that assets is paying them. They don't know that yet. That's where we come in at. That's the story we're telling. That's where the visuals come in. That's what our knowledge and our stair step to significance comes in at. So it makes me excited every time I think about it, because that's what makes me know that we got to get in front of more and more people every single day.
Yes, absolutely. Me too.
Yeah, exactly. So we do it every day. I mean, Latoya and I look at people's personal economy every day, and when we look at it, what's good about a lot of them though, we're mainly seeing people somewhere between 25 and 45, and what that means is they have time, right? They have time. The people that's in that window. But the bad thing is the route they're going. It's not looking good, but that's where we come in at. That's where we come in at. The thing that we have to get across to them, and sometimes it can be difficult, is patience. It's patience. It ain't going to happen. You didn't get into the situation last month or last year. You ain't getting out this month or next year. It takes 4 to 7 years to build a private family bank. It takes 4 to 7 years for you to really be solid in your financial personal economy. And if somebody's like 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, they just got to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Just be patient. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and then you're going to be buying assets before you know it, and assets are going to be paying you income, and you're still going to do well when that time comes, when you got enough assets paying for your lifestyle.
And can I just say, Tony, also, don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy about telling people that fact and that reality. Because when people don't understand exactly what it is they're doing and their expectations are a little unrealistic, and then how the policy works, actually it starts working that way, and they're like, wait a minute, they're thinking it's pie in the sky, and they're thinking, we actually had a client that, Lord, nameless, but we actually had a client one time that thought, and I know why you laughing, Tony, that actually thought that the death benefit was what they could pull out of the policy. They could take out of the policy. Like, it was a $300,000 death benefit. They had put no cash into the policy, and they thought that the death benefit was what they was going to be borrowing again.
My.
And you knew who I'm talking about, right, Tony?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
So it's like, okay, how many times have we explained this? So we actually working on a document that everybody is going to be like a checklist when we deliver these policies, and when you guys deliver these policies, and you're like explaining to the client, explaining to them what the policy does, what it doesn't do. They understand this, they understand that, and they need to, basically check off everything. Check it off. I understand what I'm getting. And it's a time to re-educate, and it's a time because we realize that people, they hear what we're saying, but sometimes it's like selective hearing, and they don't hear it all, and they don't want to hear the minutia of how the policy works, and they don't want to hear that they got to put in to get out and all that kind of stuff. They thinking this money is just magically going to be there. The policy and the way it works, the banking function of it is magical enough, but it's not that magical. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not going to. You got to put it in to get it out. So we just want to make sure that it's okay to tell them it might take 5 to 7 years to build this. That's okay. Like Tony said, you didn't get into what you're into, the situation you're into overnight, and you're not going to get out overnight. So don't shy away from that, because, we do not want to be misleading people. We want people to understand exactly what they're getting, which is good enough. It really is. It's great what they're getting. So when people really understand the banking function, they're ecstatic. They are ecstatic. But the people that don't understand the banking function, those are the ones that we have to keep re-educating, or they seem like, oh, I didn't understand it that way. Those are the kind of comments we get. So we really want to slow down to speed it up with those people. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was good input.
Yeah. Because am I right, Tony? We get that a lot. Well, not a lot, but we get that from people. I guess I'm just shocked when it happens, because I know we really take our time to explain.
Well, one thing that we're working on getting better at is to let people know that it's a process to be educated in this area as well.
Yes.
Sit down with them and go through everything with them. It's not enough to understand it all. It's not enough.
Right.
I mean, think about our partners on the phone right now, on a Zoom with us. We all can agree that this is helping you to understand. This has helped you understand it in depth over the different meetings we've had. So imagine a client only seeing it once or twice through us sitting down with them. So that's why we give every one of our clients the ebooks, the complimentary ebooks, right? We send them videos. We give them encouragement to continue to educate yourself on the truth about money, on these different books that are available. It's enough on YouTube to learn more about it. It's all about you being diligent. You know, if you're not going to pay attention to your money, then there's nobody more that cares about your money more than you.
Exactly.
So it's important that they become involved, and it doesn't take a lot. It just takes to know that enough is enough, and they have to come to that point to know I can put a little bit of time in to read a 65-page book, or to listen to it at least.
Right, so that's why we go back to who are we looking for? IRS people. IRS. What does that stand for, y'all? Anybody?
Responsible and serious about your money.
There you go. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you.
That's
because
right.
I mean, I can't, like Tony said, I can't care more about your money than you do.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna lead you to water, but I can't make you drink.
How you said? If you happy, I'm happy for you.
If you happy, if you like it, I love it.
That's right. All right, y'all. Good stuff.
That's my rant for the day, y'all.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. They get a little bit of what I get every day.
On the road for that today.
Okay, so are you about to end off, Tony?
Yeah, yep. Of course, one more call out there. See anybody comments or questions?
I had a comment. I just wanted to say that I did digitize the agent contracting paperwork. I just did it, and I sent it out to a few agents. So if anybody's on that hasn't submitted their paperwork, but you rather maybe do it digitally, I can send it off to you. Because here's what I want you to know. You don't have to wait until everything's in place, because we can start getting that process done, because the companies take a little bit to, like, you know, do the background checks and all that kind of stuff. So we can actually move on with the process even before you're fully licensed and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to wait for that. But we can at least get this component done and start getting your contracting and everything done. So that part can be done. So once your, licenses and everything are submitted, it's like you're approved, kind of thing. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm just going to bring my stuff Tuesday to the open house.
Oh, that's fine. Yep, that's fine.
But yeah.
Yep, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. Drummond, did you get the invitations and flyers for Tuesday's open house or overview we're doing?
Yes, I got that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
And I'm sorry, guys. I know I said it came out like 3 times, right? Because it was like the first time it came out, I think something like the address, like Middletown, Delaware wasn't on it. Then I sent it out again and didn't have the attachment. I was like, they're going to think we crazy back here. But that's why you can have like 3 of them in your inbox. But the last one I sent is the actual one. It has Middletown, Delaware on it. And then it had the attachments in it for you to be able to download and send and stuff like that. That's why it kept coming out 3 times it came out. So, sorry.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you getting that done. All right. So just make sure they RSVP. I'd like everybody RSVP by the end of the weekend, the ones that are going to come, so we can know where the cutoff is going to end up at.
Okay. Did you get the one for Sharon?
If she emailed me, I did not see it yet, but I'll check though.
She said she called instead of emailed.
She did what?
She called instead.
Okay, I'll check my voicemail because I personally didn't talk to her, but I'll check for sure.
Okay, I'll follow up anyway.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
Thanks,
So we're
everyone.
just- Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you.
I said thanks, everyone. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, by the end of the weekend, if they can have it to us, the latest is early Monday, so we can narrow down how many are going to be coming, and then how many more slots I have available that I can invite some people as well. But I'm giving everybody a chance to get how many they can have, and then I'll fill in the rest by the end of the weekend. So let me know, give me an idea, even if somebody that is, got to move some stuff around and thinking about it. Just give me heads up. You know when you know that they have interest in coming. All right, we all good? Everybody's good?
I think we're all good.
All right, awesome. So I look forward to talking to everybody. If not over the weekend, on Monday, we were back here at 12, and we're narrowed down on those 4 questions and how to approach people that way. I think is a great opener. I used it a lot, and it helped me out big time. So you know exactly what to say when somebody say, "What do you do?" And you can lead right into that. So we'll go over that Monday. We might even, do some role playing and things of that nature as well. Y'all have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us today.
All right. Have a great weekend. All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good one.
All right.